Her alarm goes off and she gets up to watch the morning news. Doesn't work no more but tells a lot of stories about her youth. Drinks more lately, ain't got pills in many different colors too. Morning light is showing, she moves the chair to look out at her view. But her shop was built right across the street, and it stands where the sunrise used to be. In the afternoons on the couch to read, goes through old pictures and memories. Our heroes have been forgotten, our heroes so brave and bold. Our heroes have been forgotten, our heroes so they got old. Our heroes have been forgotten, our heroes so brave and bold. Our heroes have been forgotten, our heroes so they got old. Our heroes so they got old. Our heroes so they got old. Smiles they fade because her daughter only visits once a month. Since she got a family of her own, it's kept the two apart. Used to have so many visitors, but now the only one is the nurse that helps her move the chair to look out at the sun. But her shop was built right across the street, and it stands where the sunrise used to be. In the afternoons on the couch to read, goes through old pictures and memories. Our heroes have been forgotten, our heroes so brave and bold. Our heroes have been forgotten, our heroes so they got old. Our heroes have been forgotten, our heroes so brave and bold. Our heroes have been forgotten, our heroes so they got old. Don't stay the same, you know. I just hope their stories will still be told.
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Be notified and share at your own free will to show you care. I want to talk about something. Basically, in order to live a life, you have to let go of a life. You know, it's just like a flower losing all its petals. Each step in life, or each level of life, there's a petal for each level. So then you let go of this petal, you let go of this petal. I'm pretty sure if a flower really wanted to hold on, or was able to hold on to its petals, it will hold on. But sometimes in life but in life, we can't hold on to what's destined to happen. You know, we should look at flowers and stuff as a symbolization of ourselves. You know, as this flower loses its petals, we're shedding our skin every single day. And it's like, no, you know, we'd be like, no, I don't want to lose this. No, I don't want to lose this. But like I said, in order to heal, in order to transform, have some type of transformation in your life, you have to be able to let go. And even if you aren't able to let go, it'll happen regardless. So, you know, that's just how life is. But you do have to make a decision. And the decision would be, this is going to be taken from you. But you can have it. But at the same time, it's going to complicate your situation. It's going to make your life more complex. And what's meant to happen, or how you're meant to have the healing, you won't heal properly because you won't allow this to be taken from you. And sometimes it's out of our hands. Sometimes we do let go. And we let this petal fall. This is the thing about a person. Like, just imagine a person. They see these petals fall, and they go up, and they pick up all the petals, and they try to reattach it to the flower. That's not how life works. And if you try to do it, you know, that's how God, this is how God kind of understands what you're going through and can have, like, a understanding for you, because God knows that people have this uncontrollable urge to touch or to take or try to the best of their ability to control a situation and make it more complicated than God's plan. This is God's plan. When a petal falls of a flower, that's God's plan. A human's plan is going and running to that flower and reattaching all of those petals. You know?
When did you get so buff? I'm going to throw this way at you. Be careful, Kai. That's dangerous. Now that you're buff, you can take anything. Hiya! Ow, that really hurt. Oh, wait, I'll tell you about it. That didn't really hurt. See, you're a buff baby now. I think you're going to be strong enough to beat your dad and freeze him today. Yeah, this is going to be the perfect day. But there's still some things that we can do.
It confuses the situation. It's like, is this really meant for me? Is this meant to happen? But we'll never know the truth, because life has been altered in a way where when you feel like it's God's plan, humanity throws you this ball of illusion. It's like coming out. It's like that ball that you're used to coming out. Like, you used to come outside, and then, like, just imagine you being a kid, and you coming outside, and in these woods, there's always a ball that just kind of throws out. It comes out of the woods, and you catch it. So you go outside with your baseball mitt, and you go to these woods because you know that this ball is going to come out, and, you know, at a certain time every day, you go out and catch that ball. But one day, you go out there to catch that ball, and it's a different color ball. And you're like, what? Now I'm confused. This ball is not the same color. Did it come from the same place? And that's how the world plays tricks with you. That ball, maybe that person that was throwing that ball to you, or whoever was throwing that ball to you, is gone. And someone else took their place, and wound up throwing that ball at you. And you go and catch that ball, and you're like, something is different, something is off. You just peep something's different about this ball. You peep the force of the ball coming at you. It usually comes at you gently, and now it comes at you really strong. And you're like, this can't be the same person throwing the ball, and this can't be the same person throwing me the ball. And you wonder. And eventually you get afraid, and you go away, and you don't come back to that place where that ball was thrown at you.
Okay, guys, so today we're going to be driving my own.
So you never return to that place.
Oh my gosh, my dad gave me this like 4 hours ago.
But at the same time, it's like, it's basically like that person was playing that person's position. But then what if that person was to come back and throw that ball, and, you know, he noticed that this ball, he threw the ball and usually it returns back to the woods, and this person is in the woods waiting for it to return, and it never returns, so somebody else goes and grabs that ball. And it never comes back, and somebody else got that ball. And you're just like, wow, like, they're both kind of just confused about the situation. Like, what happened? You know, usually life changes. You know, life changes regardless if you want it to or not. Not everything is consistent. Not everything is going to stay the way you want it to be. I was about to get on the bus, and this older lady was talking to me, and she was like, you see that clock up there? I'm like, yeah, because there was a big clock on this tower above on top of the building. It's like a school administration building. So it's a clock on top of there, and she was like, can you see that time? I'm like, I can see that it says 11:30 just by the hands positions. I may not see the numbers, but I can see the position of the hands. So it does say 11:30. And she was like, oh. And she was like, it doesn't make the sound though. I was like, yeah. And she was like, there's a lot of clocks around here that used to make the sound, like the ding ding sound at 12 o'clock, and they don't make it. I'm like, well. And then she was like, well, yeah. She said, change is just, it's a lot of changes. I'm like, yeah. And then we went back to the clock, and she was like, and I was like, well, at least you know that the clock works. Because if the clock was there and it didn't work and it didn't make a sound, you would question, like, what is it? Why is it there? For decoration purposes. That's what was on my mind the whole time. You know, maybe it's just for show. But at the same time, if you couldn't see it, then what's the reason for it being for show? And we were just sitting there contemplating, you know, just pondering the thought. I mean, that's what she said. You can tell that she doesn't like change. She said a lot of stuff has changed recently, and you can hear the bitterness in her voice when she's saying it, and like the expression on her face is just like, dang. You know, I hate that everything has changed, because it's a lot of us that's stuck in our ways, that when stuff starts to change, it's like, no, we don't want it to change. And then there's some of us that, you know, kind of get excited at the thought of change, because who wants everything to be the same every single day? You know? It's like this one movie that I loved when I was younger, and it was about this monster in the woods. It's kind of like the story about the boy who cried wolf. It's kind of like that one. So this monster in the woods, they would have this boy. He would watch over the village. I think it's called the Villagers or something like that. But he would watch over the village, and there was this monster, and this monster liked the color red. So in every season, when there would be like every blooming season, there would be red roses or red berries. And the villagers would hurry up and cut off all the red berries and cut down all the red trees. All the red, you know, petals and anything red. They would hurry up and get rid of it, because they don't want this monster to come. So there was a situation where this autistic boy went out into the woods and he found something red. So if they cut it down in a village, but it was still on the outside, so that monster would be out there, but it won't come in unless something red drew it in. This autistic boy went out into the woods and he brung that red flower or that red berry or something in, and I think it was a red berry, like it was either or, because I think sometimes he would eat the red berry and have red all over his hands and stuff like that, and he started panicking because, like, what is that on your hands? But he brought it back into the village, and he loved it. Like, he didn't want to get rid of it, so he'll always go out and bring the red stuff back in. And eventually that monster came in. It followed the red. I don't know how it sensed it, I guess, because the monster just loved red. So it's just like, if he was to bring something red in, that monster was going to come. So this boy, he had this red stuff. He was autistic. It was a grown man, but it was an autistic man. So, yeah, he had the red berries or the leaves. It was a long time ago, so I'm trying to really remember. But eventually, one night, that monster came in to the village. No one was alarmed. No one rang the bell until late. And I forget why. I forget how. They wasn't expecting it, I guess, because they made it a tradition, you know, to go out and cut all of these berries, so they wasn't worried anymore. So when it happened, they didn't expect it. And that monster came, and it seemed, you know, it came specifically to the autistic boy with the red petals and stuff, and they all had to hide and stuff like that. But I think it wound up killing the autistic boy, or the autistic man, because he had the red flowers or the red berries. That's all I remember. But it was just it was a crazy movie, because I used to watch it all the time. So yeah, that's just how life is, you know. You can't control everything. You can't control everyone. And when change starts to happen in your life, you just adapt and you adjust and you figure it out. But you can't prevent anything. And when you try to prevent something, it starts to act against you. They prevented, you know, the situation, but it wound up happening anyway. Because you can't control everyone. You have a limited amount of control. But that was one of my favorite movies. Like, I can't think of my most favorite movies. I can't think of the names of them anymore, but I still remember. Those movies, because they was just like, wow, you know. So yeah.
Wait, you already know an outlet? I don't know, brother, because this outlet kind of made the TV explode.
I had told her, I was like, that's basically what I told her, though. I'm like, well, you can't, when change happens, you know, change happens. You can get mad at the situation, or you can just accept it as it is what it is and adjust to it. But there's only so much you can control. You know, some people like change. Like a person like you that's they're mad and bitter about the change, and a person like me, on the other hand, like, you know what, I'm adaptable. I can do this. I was prepared for this. And there's a lot of people that's not prepared, and there's a lot of people that are prepared. And the ones that you can be prepared, but you've been sitting around so long in comfort that when it actually becomes uncomfortable, you don't know how to, you don't know how to adjust, or you don't know how to act out when it's meant to act out. Like the fact that they got comfortable, it was too late when it was time to go save that autistic man from the creature that loves bread, and he wound up dying, and the creature wound up getting him because they were so comfortable, you know, with the situation. So yeah, that's something I just want to talk about. Okay, perfect. I got a cookie and a cheeseburger, but we still have some left over, so we have to go back, okay? Yeah, I got the chocolate. Okay, we have to make sure we have enough food to last us forever, so we can play video games forever, too. Yeah. Okay, brother, did you already go to the secret chute? Yeah, we get me scared. Okay, well, let me close the attic door. There we go. And now we can go to the secret passageway. There we go. Okay, here we go, brother. We're here. And now we just drop off the food real quick, and there we go. Now we can go back downstairs and go get the rest of the food. I know. Well, we're doing exercise before we eat a lot of food. With that being said, I am out. Y'all have a good rest of the day, and that is just something to think about. Like, comment, subscribe, be notified, share, don't forget to take care. Bye.
Well, today I went to Triangle, and I got like a whole bunch of different meats because my son has not been eating. And I got him some raw broccoli, cheese, chicken breast. I think it's one in here. This was $5, so a half a pound is $5. I got him this boneless strip steak. I don't eat steak, but I got it for him. Like, I'm just testing the waters right now because he has not been eating. So since he has not been eating, I just went out and took it for myself and got him a whole bunch of different already prepared and seasoned meats. It's not cooked. I still have to cook it, but they're already prepared to be cooked. So this one is a raw Parmesan stuffed chicken breast. This one is steakhouse marinated beef kebab. This one, so this is me experimenting with his appetite and what he likes in his taste buds. This one is mine though. This is the beef black pepper shish kebab, and I can't wait to try this because it just looks so good. And I think it's marinated in barbecue sauce as well. So this one is mine, but everything else is his. I was like, I want to get another one. So this one was, so yeah, this one is cheap. They're all cheap, but the steaks is the only one that's not cheap. I actually had to put back one of my other steaks because I ran out of food stamps. So this is the beef patty, and this is a steak patty. And then this is one that we opened, and he ate one of these today. This is a $5.70. This is the half a pound cheddar patty, and he actually liked it. So +1 for that. So when I say we had to make this work, we had to make this work because, and I was about to give this cashier a 5-star review because she took the time with me and just bear with me while I get my finances together. And because it came to $103, and I didn't know how much was on my card, so I was just I was like, okay, so if I spend at least 110, I'd be good, because I'm thinking like I got a little bit I got at least 100, but I didn't have at least 100. I wound up having $58. That's how much I had. So I wound up having to take off. I voided 5 items. So I avoided, actually, no. The first transaction, I voided the popcorn and I voided the Lay's chips. I'm like, no, I want my Lay's chip on my popcorn. So then I was like, I took them back, and then I had to, I wound up voiding the meatloaf and the Oreos and a steak. I had voided it's a lot of things in the first transaction that I voided that I actually wanted. So I actually put all of that stuff back that I voided. But the beef Philly steak I had to put back. I put that back, and that was $15.50. And then I avoided the meatloaf, and that was $13.39. And those was the most 2 expensive ones. So I'm like, that should bring me down to the point where my difference will be like no more than $10. So we wound up voiding that, and the difference came down to like $2. So I'm like, yeah. But I was just like, I really wanted that. I really wanted that steak and that meatloaf. But I'm gonna just have to go back for it. I was like, I got my own hamburger. I can actually make meatloaf myself. But I just, I wanted that. I just wanted it, and I was just like, I was trying my best not to put it back, but I had to. But because if I didn't put it back, I would have sacrificed the little things that I wanted. And those little things you can't get at ordinary stores. So I'm just like, at least I know this meat is going to be here, but the sauce that I got, a lot of the stuff that I said that I was going to get, instead the little things, you can't find those anywhere, especially the sauce. I got some chicken sauce, and that chicken sauce I really, really wanted. So, yeah, I paid the difference, and it took us a little minute for real. Just think, like, I first made my transaction at, let me see. Well, it don't even show when I made my first transaction. But it took us a minute. I would say it took like 15 to 20 minutes, and we sitting there pulling out pen and paper, pencil and paper, pen and paper, trying to, figure out the remaining balance and how to just, budget, how to meet my budget amount, my budgeting goal, and just, yeah. There was 2 people standing behind us. They had freaking donuts in their hands, talking about they know how to ring it up. And she was laughing. She was like, well, she made me laugh. I'm just like, she was like, she said, they know what to do. They just trying to have me ring it up. I'm like, yeah, because they lazy. Everybody know, like, it's just like ringing up apples or oranges or something like that. They ain't got no sales. They don't got no barcode. You look it up, the item on the list, unless you just don't have experience with self-checkout. So that's what I was telling her. But yeah, I really appreciate what she did though. Because like I said, it's not a lot of people. I got 70 perks. Because I use my Journey Go card. And this is 70 perks towards either groceries or gas. So when I had my car, I used to always go to the gas station, and I would use these perks towards my gas. And man, if you use 70, that's $1.40. That's $1.40 off of your gas or your groceries. That's why I don't use it towards my groceries because it really don't matter. But that's $1.40 off of your gas. Like, I got 70 perks. I still got my gas card, so I'm just like, $1.40, man. I used to take advantage of that, but that's what I got. So So whenever I do get me a car, I'm going to be racked up on perks and I'm going straight to Giant Eagle. So yeah, that's how today went. And I'm proud of myself for this, honestly. I am very proud of myself because I feel like I made it past a stepping stone in my life. And I actually needed this for myself, mentally and emotionally, you know. And the fact that he ate his milk today, it just shows that I did good. So yeah. So now I'm gonna go ahead and get my my pills, the the alpha stomach pills, acid pills that I got today, and I open the cap of it and I pour it into my glass, and then that's when I put in some ginger ale. Being the fact that ginger ale has not been helping for me at all, you know, I put it into my ginger ale just because I don't like the sight of it. You know, I gotta mix it up in the ginger ale. I don't like the taste. So I'm really just trying to drown out that taste.